In this video, we're going to analyze and graph the equation of a hyperbola. Let's go ahead and get started. So the center is going to be at 0, 0 here, since we don't have an h or k visible to us, that we're subtracting h from x and k from y. We're subtracting 0 from both, so hk is 0, 0. Transverse axis is along the x-axis here, since that's the part that's positive. This is the x-axis. It'll be parallel to the axis that is the positive piece here. When we get to questions later that ask about parallel to which axis, look for the piece that's positive, not the part that's negative. The vertices are going to be based off of this part that's positive here. The square root of 64 is 8. So we're going to have -8 moving in the x direction, since that's under x, -8, 0, and 8, 0. The foci are at, so we're going to take the 64 plus the 9, put it under the square root sign, and we get the square root of 73. That can't be simplified anymore. That's the distance that we're going to move in the x direction, since the bigger number is under x. So this will be -√73. Keep the y value the same there because we're not changing that from the center. And √73, 0. My slope is going to come from this square root of this part that's under y, which is 3. Over this square root of this part under x, which is 8, and it's going to be plus or minus that x. So we're going to have y equals, it wants the positive slope 3/8 x, y equals -3/8 x, and this was the x-axis here. Since this is the positive portion is x squared, it's going to be opening left or right. If the positive portion is y squared, it'll be opening up or down. So those are not correct. And we need which ones have slope, which asymptotes have slope of 3/8, rise 3, run 8. That looks like these here. Not those there, because those are rising 8 and running 3. Those are going the wrong way or have the wrong slope there. So that's it there. Also, if you want to make a box here, that's helpful sometimes with your center. Go left 8 and put your dots at your vertices there. Then you're going to go up 3, and you're going to see -8 and 8 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and you're going to make a box here. You can see the asymptotes will go corner to corner from that box like that, and corner to corner like this will be the asymptotes, and that's not going to work here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't even know how they get 13, or I'm sorry, that's 10. So 8 is out here, 8 is out here, and then 3 and 3 for your box. And see that those are not the asymptotes. That's not correct. All right, enough on that first problem, but I think that that gets you warmed up for these that are going to be a little harder. So this one has a center at 2, -9. Since it has an h and a k, transverse axis is parallel to the x-axis again, because the x part is positive. The vertices are going to be at plus or minus 2 in the x direction. From this is going to be 0, -9, and 4, -9. And then C is going to be plus or minus the square root. 4 plus 81 is plus or minus the square root of 85. So we're going to have 2 minus root 85, negative 9, and 2 plus root 85, negative 9. Asymptotes here. So we've shifted. We have a line that's in point slope form now. So we need y plus 9 equals plus or minus 9 over 2 times x minus 2, and we need to simplify those. So break that up so that this is y plus 9 equals positive 9 halves x minus 9, and y equals 9 halves x minus 18. So that's the part with a positive slope. And if I have y plus 9 equals negative 9 halves x plus 9, then y equals negative 9 halves x. The transverse axis is parallel to the x-axis. Transverse axis is in blue there, so it's not going to have a transverse axis that is vertical. It's going to be horizontal here, and the transverse axis is not the axis. This is not a transverse axis. This is that it's going to go through the foci there that are shown in blue. So the foci have to be inside the curvature of the hyperbola there. I don't know if I'm making sense, but see how these are opening towards the foci. These are not opening towards the foci. They have the foci in blue, and the hyperbola was not opening towards the foci there. All right, let's take some algebra steps to get this equal to 1 first. Y plus 2 squared divided by 9 minus x minus 4 squared over 1 is equal to 1. So this is centered at 4, negative 2. Transverse axis is parallel to the y-axis this time, since the y piece is positive. And the vertices are going to be at plus or minus 3 in the y direction. So 4, negative 5, 4, 1. And the foci are going to be at c equals plus or minus root 10. We have to move that in the y direction from the center. So 4, negative 2 minus root 10, 4, negative 2 plus root 10. Asymptotes here are going to have equations of y plus 2 equals plus or minus, and then the square root of the part that's under y is 3 divided by the square root of the part that's under x is 1. So plus or minus 3 times the quantity x minus 4, that's a. And let's go ahead and look for the correct option here. Transverse axis needs to be parallel to the y-axis, so it needs to open up or down, not left or right, like that. Vertices are at 4, negative 5, and 4, 1. So that looks like A to me. Negative 5 is down here somewhere, and that doesn't look like it's 4, negative 5. So 4, -5, that looks right there. 4, 1, that looks right there. Also, the foci look approximately right, and the asymptotes look correct to me as well, that they have a slope of 3. All right, let's go ahead and write this one as x minus 1 squared over 25 minus y plus 4 squared over 25 is equal to 1. And the center is going to be at 1, -4, because this piece is positive. Here, the transverse axis is going to be parallel to the x-axis, and the vertices are going to be based off of this number here, plus or minus 5 in the x direction from the center. So -4, -4, and 6, -4. And the foci are going to be at c equals plus or minus the square root of 50, which is equal to plus or minus 5 root 2. 50 breaks down into 2 times 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 2 stays inside there because it doesn't break down anymore. So move that much in the x direction from the center. So this is 1 minus 5 root 2, comma, -4, and 1 plus 5 root 2, -4. And my asymptotes are going to be at y plus 4 equals plus or minus 5 over 5 is 1, x minus 1. So that's going to be c. And this one is going to open left and right, not up and down. The center is at 1, -4. So that is B. Now we're going to have to complete the square here on this one. So x squared minus 2x. Then I'm going to have a minus that I'm going to factor out, a negative here. It's going to be y squared plus 10y when I factor out that negative. And I'm going to move the 25 over to the other side. I'm just going to do all that in my first step. Then I'm going to have half of -2 is -1. -1 squared is plus 1. Let's add that 1 to this side. And then half of 10 is 5. 5 squared is 25. That's really minus 25. So I'm going to subtract 25 from this side as well. And I get x minus 1 squared minus y plus 5 squared is equal to 25 minus 25 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. It's equal to 1. I have denominators of 1 for both of these. And this is the x part. The center is going to be at 1, -5. We're going to be parallel to the x-axis again. Vertices are going to be at plus or minus 1 in the x direction here. So that's 0, -5, and 2, -5. Foci are going to be at c equals plus or minus square root of 1 plus 1. It's plus or minus square root of 2 from the center. And we're going in the x direction again. So 1 minus root 2, -5. 1 plus root 2 negative 5. Asymptotes here are going to be, it's going to require a little bit of work for me. Y plus 5 equals plus or minus 1 times x minus 1. So let's split those up here. Y plus 5 equals x plus 1. Y equals x minus 4. Sorry, minus 1. And this is subtract 5. This is x minus 6. Y plus 5 equals a negative x plus 1. Y equals negative x minus 4. There we go. Kind of hard to tell where the foci are and where the transverse axis is, but the transverse axis again is parallel to the x-axis. So it's not this one, and it's not this one. And because the transverse axis is parallel to the x-axis, these appear to be on the x-axis, and that's not where they're going to be. They're going to be down 5 here. 5 is a quarter of the way to 20. So this is D here. And that's it for this video. This is also it for the Math 162 videos. If you are in Math 167, the chapter 10 videos have already been uploaded as part of the 161 content, and you can go ahead and watch those as well to finish up your course material. Hope you enjoyed these videos, and see you next time. Have a great day.